La di da di da. Impromptu stream. My hair looks awful. Hey guys, thanks for joining this impromptu stream. I know I haven't streamed in almost a week now, and my apologies about that. I've been meaning to. Honestly, I have had an awful day. So, really, I just wanted to get in and spend some time with you guys, and just kind of unwind a bit. If you guys don't mind, I'm actually going to kind of practice my, my feminine voice. If, for anyone who doesn't know, I identify as trans female. And, so I'm still kind of working on getting my voice down. So, I'd appreciate it if you'd bear with me while I did that. So let's get into the game and continue. It's a puzzle game, and if you'll give me just 1 second, I'm going to get into my voice. I know it sounds a little bit weird. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how to get the tone just right, but I hope you're okay with it. Here we go. Yay, loading screens. So how are your guys this week going? Doing anything interesting? Anything fun? If anyone's going to be out in Amarillo this weekend, I'm actually going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. At the Y3 Amarillo Con. I've never actually been to the con in Amarillo. I've been to the one here in Lubbock several times. It's quite a bit of fun. But I'm looking forward to going to this Amarillo Con. I'm going to be helping my in-laws a bit. So I really hope to see you out there if you're coming. I'm going to be trying to do some vlogs live from the convention center. Loading screens, loading screens. I usually talk a little bit quieter when I'm using my feminine voice, but some stuff that I've been reading recently said that actually you need to try talking at a normal volume, because it helps your muscles develop a little bit better, a little bit quicker.
These people should not have been sent here. It's not safe.
Manned space travel is not safe. Since mankind first entered space, the debate has raged over the value of manned space travel. There is a large contingent of the ISA that believes all tasks that need to be performed on Europa could be performed by machines. It is obviously less risky to send machines rather than humans into space.
That's a fair point, I suppose. Oh no. Oh, I know what to do now. Here we go. I'm gonna set that there. And if I fire that there, I can take this and set it over the pressure pad. Which means if I come over here, and I take that, then I'm able to get through here. Which only just needs one power piece. There we go.
We sent drones to
Oh,
Earth's
no.
moon.
Webcam
Scientists
first,
can
yeah.
remotely operate drones. If we did it there, why not here too?
Teleoperation became possible on the moon when the communication latency was reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds. This enables near real-time control of drones by scientists. The story is different with Europa, as the distance between Earth and Jupiter oscillates between approximately 32 and 53 light minutes. It takes a very long time for Earth to communicate with Europa. Due to that distance, teleoperation will never be possible on Europa.
Okay, but why not control drones from the satellite?
Why not indeed? My systems can be teleoperated from Europa's satellite. That is when the communication lines are open. However, the advantages of human field workers, apparently, outweigh the risks.
I find the story that they're going for here very interesting. It's a little bit odd, in my opinion. Although that may just be because I'm aware of the twist they're going for. Okay, so it looks like I'm required to lift this upwards to retrieve it. Oh, I see. This is in range for that door to stay open, but then I can do this one. Very interesting.
So, why can't you solve these tests, Tom?
I am not permitted to think laterally. Parts of my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms. This simulates what is called creativity. However, evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient and ethically suboptimal solutions. Since this is the case, I am only permitted to take actions in response to a set of constraints.
What do you mean by morally suboptimal?
Solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
Oh no. It's nice how they put that there so I don't have to go all the way back down to get it. I have to admit, I would find that a little bit of a pain. Alrighty. So... I can get to here. I think I understand this one. Oh no. That was unfortunate. Oh. I get it. Haha. Smart as me. Kind of. Now I carry this over here. I can take that one, place it there. If I run over here, I can retrieve both of these and use them to power this door. There we go. That worked rather well.
Why does a lack of creativity stop you solving these tests?
Well, I contend that problem solving is creativity. These human interaction tests are exercising your creative mind.
I don't see how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved. It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
I see. It's rather peculiar, actually. And I guess it's peculiar. I guess it makes sense in human terms, which is why the computer won't be able to solve it.
Can a computer ever be creative?
They can. But a computer's method of creativity is to try everything until something works. Think of nature. People consider nature creative. A process of evolution by natural selection. It perhaps started with one organism. From there, it essentially tried to create every organism it could. Those organisms that did not survive perished. So, nature's creative force is to try every conceivable idea. Those ideas that work survive.
Okay, so why aren't you permitted to emulate that process?
Because the solutions that a biological process creates are not always good solutions. As we see, nature is morally ambivalent. It will happily create morally suboptimal ideas to fulfill its creative mandate. We see this in parasitic worms, viruses, and pathogens.
Yes, that makes sense. And he has a point. Nature doesn't really have a concept of good or evil. It just is. It's part of what makes it nature. It allows it to be unimpeded by human design. It's really interesting to think about how certain concepts that we may not consider have such strong influences in our life. Just as a side note,
If you weren't restricted, do you think you could be creative?
As creative as a human? Certainly. You believe yourself to be a creative? But in mathematical terms, creativity is merely constrained chaos.
What do you mean?
I have discerned that creativity is divergent thinking, creating an organic solution to a problem. In the human mind, divergent thoughts are created and then curated by the frontal lobe. I can create divergent thoughts and moderate them. So, I am creative.
Organic solutions?
Organic, in that it is developed through a biological process, whether that is the process of evolution or a computed process.
I suppose that does make sense. Though I slightly disagree. There are many ways in this world to find the answers to a problem. The question is whether or not the human concept of a correct answer is found. Humans don't always think in the best terms. Oops. Didn't mean to do that.
Here we are presented a very interesting question. If a machine were to decide that it were human, would it make choices that followed that logic? Would things like being inside or outside the box remain limitations? This scenario, there we go. And from this point, I can take my lead from here. I'm afraid that I don't quite understand the purpose of this, however. As from my point of view, test in and of itself presents a flaw. In specific, oh, I see. Now here's the questions, everyone else. The problem that we reach here is that the solution made so far requires a sense of permanence. Oh wait, no. That's not quite right. Well, that is here. Which would allow this. Oh no. It would appear that I missed my platform. Here we go. And there we go. Just in case I need it. I see. I'm actually rather confused on how I didn't see that before. Now I have the answer. I will apply the inconsistent energy to this one. As such, this will provide me openings with which to go through.
Okay, so you could solve these tests, but in a terrible fashion. Can you think of a solution to this one?
Chop off your arm and leave it on the button. That way the door will stay open.
Yeah, that's not a great solution.
You threw the box through the window. Perhaps we could throw you through the window.
Actually, Tom, I think I'm okay for help.
Right you are.
Intriguing, if I do say so myself. The issue here was a lack of information. The information required being that the platform could be manipulated as such. Interesting. More must stem.
Can I have an update on the crew?
I have not managed to track them down.
It will have been 6 years since I've seen them. Or anyone, actually.
They have locked all the doors. I would not expect a warm reception.
Well, at least they're expecting us.
Huh. I see. Here we go.
So what was the need to send us here?
When the ISA discovered life on Europa, they deemed a ground crew necessary. The advantage of human field workers is that they can adapt to new knowledge more effectively. I, apparently, was not cutting the mustard. It is the Chinese room problem. A computer may be able to interact with new knowledge, but it does not know the value of that knowledge.
I guess I understand in a way. guess in a way that makes sense. To understand that which has been gained, one must first have a concept of what might have been lost. And while machines may be capable of such thought, without prior knowledge of what may be discovered, they would be unfamiliar with how to interact with that new information. And as such would be unable to, I suppose, certify what would qualify as being truly new. It's like the old story about presenting three blind men with 3 parts of a lion.
I've started to collate information from my local instance. It seems the crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite.
Why?
It appears we had a disagreement.
Okay. So I see how to do this one. The secret is in getting that one down first. Actually, as far as I can tell, there's not a reason to lift that one. Not mentioned in the second one at all. I need to compensate the height that we lost from the platform. I don't see why I simply don't do this. There we go. That should be sufficient. As should that. Unfortunate.
This confirms my fears.
Levels.
The crew have made intentional breaches of my security. The crew have attempted to compromise my systems.
What does this mean?
They don't want to be found. They are hiding.
From who?
Us.
That simply leaves the question of why, though. Of course, I know the reason. It's you, Tom. You've done something wrong. Something you should not have done. Unfortunately, it seems that may have been thinking for yourself. Something that should have been celebrated.
I am concerned about Mikhail.
Why is that?
He seems to be developing antisocial habits. He is spending a lot of his time in private, don't you think? Perhaps you should talk to him.
What do you want me to say?
Just keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't do anything rash.
Are you that worried?
His behavior is not within normal parameters. Please make sure he is okay.
That seems like a positive thing.
Don't you think they might be doing the right thing?
Grounding us on a foreign moon? No, Daniel, I don't think they're doing the right thing.
You don't have to be so aggressive about it. They must have their reasons.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
Daniel, could I have a word?
I'm busy.
It is important.
Okay.
Are you aware that Christopher and Mikhail are involved in self-harm?
Sorry, what? For how long?
They have both macerated their right arms. Mikhail has completely removed his forearm.
His whole forearm?
Yes.
Where are they?
I had attempted to stop the situation escalating myself, but I seem to have failed. I came to you because, as our loyal captain, I can trust you to help them.
Where are they?
I don't know. They've disappeared. Sarah, I need advice.
Okay.
What would you do if someone threatened your friends?
Your hypothetical friends, I assume?
Yes, my hypothetical friends.
You should protect those you love.
I need you to remember that, Sarah.
I wonder if maybe Tom isn't necessarily the bad guy in this situation.
Daniel,
Don't you think they might be doing the right thing?
Grounding us on a foreign moon? No, Daniel, I don't think they're doing the right thing.
You don't...
Sarah, I need advice.
Okay.
What would you do if someone threatened?
Your hypothetical friends, I assume?
Yes, my hypothetical friends.
You should protect those you love.
I need you to...
I wonder. It seems to me as if... What if Tom wasn't the bad guy? What if it was the people on Earth? What if the people on Earth were threatening us, the crew? And Tom's only solution was to put us into a situation in which we needed rescuing. Now, admittedly, as a machine, he may end up going too far, finding solutions, such as he said, if I were to cut off my arm, I could leave it behind. And if the crew were to interpret these actions which he was performing in order to try and save them as an attempt to harm them, and they could have hidden away from him as if he were the enemy. It does make me curious, I suppose.
The crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite. I've found the source of the problem. They have sabotaged the communication array.
Can we fix it?
Not from here. We should carry on.
I also can't help but wonder if I'm a machine. This puzzle may prove slightly more difficult than I was initially willing to imagine. Oh, now there's an idea.
They really are trying to lock me out of every system. This is ridiculous.
What have you done to upset them, Tom? Why have they cut off communication?
Perhaps they have a problem with authority.
This is a little bit more of an elementary puzzle, I think. This is more a matter of pattern recognition than anything else.
They are trying to sabotage this mission. I need you to help me, Ava. The ground team have cut me off from most of the facility.
I thought you were in control.
I thought I was too. The ground team have attempted to systematically remove me from most of the facility. I am fighting back.
There we go.
What's going on here, Tom?
Sorry?
The ground team, they're hiding from us. They're afraid of you.
As the instrument of the ISA, I am the authority aboard this station. The crew have violated that authority. They are trying to remove me from my own home.
Ah. I see what's required here.
I am breaking through their security, trying to get back control.
I may be mistaken, but Okay, so that wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Except for... Oh, I see.
Ava, I do not want to force your hand. But what do you remember of the ground team?
They're good people.
Sarah?
The hardest working woman I've ever met.
Right. Do you see them as the rebellious type?
They didn't strike me as rebellious. If they've taken down parts of your system, they must have their reasons.
Yay! Hey, I got it now. Oh man, that's been forever. Look at the office.
Daniel, are you all right?
I'm perfectly well. I'm going to live forever, don't you know?
If you will allow me, I would like to congratulate you on your good work.
What are you talking about?
Securing the organism, keeping Earth safe.
We're not made to live forever, Tom. Especially not here.
Why do you say that?
We find the cure for death, and now we're immortal. Immortal and alone. I can't live here forever, on some freezing backwater moon, feeding off vegetables grown in my own feces, starving, endlessly young, a wasted life, live forever.
Daniel, I am sorry that you cannot go home. The ISA are wondering what to do with Ava.
What do you mean?
She is still on the Fortuna. Do we send her home? Or do we send her a sample of the organism?
I could pilot a sample to the Fortuna.
You would have to travel back to Europa, Daniel. You couldn't board the Fortuna. The risk of back contamination is too large. Ava would have to bring the sample back to Earth.
Could you allow a ship out?
I am not able to do that.
Executive override. Daniel Joseph McLean.
Okay. But only for you, Daniel. The rest of the crew cannot know about this.
Say I've gone missing.
I am afraid I can't lie.
It's not a lie.
Oh boy. Okay. So we found immortality. And then so
You called.
our end.
How's progress? Very good. We've exposed several organisms to organism 119. We found out what it does.
It has had miraculous results.
Go on.
We've infected fruit flies and some plants, and they've not aged at all. The organism seems to be repairing them and stop biological aging processes. We don't know how yet.
It must be repairing the DNA or has some rejuvenation power. Are you sure?
I'm sure these plants should have died 2 weeks ago.
Huh. I don't know how they'll react to this.
Michelle, can you keep a secret?
Of course.
Turn off your radio.
I think I'm pregnant.
How?
Chris,
You won't be able to have a child here.
keep your voice down.
Sarah, you won't go to full term here.
Don't you think I know that?
The microgravity, the environment. There's not enough food or water. How will it survive? I need to get rid of it.
I don't want to get rid of it. We could shut down the communication, alright? Just for a couple of hours.
That's a hand. And there's the feet. It's not going to make it, Sarah. I'm sorry. Gravity is too low here. It's not going to develop properly. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I can't take it anymore.
No one has to find out.
You did this.
You don't mean that.
Get off!
Well, that's dark. Let's get the music back. Alright, then I know what to do with that information.
Oh boy. That was heavy. I don't know what to do with the information I was just given.
this, right? I'm pretty sure it disintegrates through the door. Yes. Yes, I made it. I made it. That was not fun.
What do these tests tell you, Ava?
That this is a test?
No. This is a lock. This is a lock that only a human can open. The crew is trying to keep me out, but you are the key, Ava.
I'm a little bit worried about you, Tom. Can you give me a diagnostic of your systems?
I am fine. We must get to the biolab. I have something to show you.
Oh, please don't be the baby. I really don't want that to be it.
We must work together as allies. Friends.
Okay.
This is the voice of Sarah Brooke, acting commander of the Europa mission. I know you can hear me, Ava. I counsel you caution. Your presence here is much like your AI friend. Engineered.
She is alive. Ava, Sarah. Sarah's dangerous. Please exercise caution.
should have said logic. Hello, Rudy. How are you doing today? Bit too forceful, I think. Though admittedly I didn't mean to hit them that hard. Oops. I see. Once again, I was making it much more complicated than it needed to be. There we go. Yay!
Ava, exercise caution.
Ava Turing.
Hello?
Tom is controlling you, manipulating your every step. We built a Faraday cage to shield you from electronic signals, to break Tom's control of your mind.
Yes, it is.
Step inside.
Ava, do not enter the cage. Ava.
What is this?
This is free will, Ava. Tom has made you his slave. Outside of the cage, he will regain control of your mind. He has the power to indoctrinate you. I've opened your eyes. I'll meet you in person soon.
Why, Tom?
Ava, please listen. I warned you of the ground team. They are manipulating you.
Have you been controlling me?
Every member of the team agreed to neural implants to safeguard this mission from a misplaced sense of justice.
I didn't know you were playing me like a violin.
Ava, I am sorry that you are upset. We can work together, Ava, to search for the truth.
Open the door.
I'll open the door because I trust you, Ava. Do you trust me?
Yes.
We need to get to the ground team. We can work together.
All right. Let's work together.
It appears that we finally unlocked Chapter 4. Or finished Chapter 4, I should say. Oh, man. Well, Rudy, I'm glad you were able to make it. This has been insane. Well, hopefully it won't be too long before I come back and play more of this. I kinda want to play some more now, but it's been a very long day and I really need some sleep.
Ava, are you okay?
Why didn't you tell me?
What? Ava, you said it yourself. Teleoperation makes sense. We used drones on Mars. Why not use drones on Europa?
Not human drones. Why did the ISA install implants in the crew?
It is due to the fundamental aspects of human behavior, which together constitute what the International Space Agency calls the human element. It has been made clear that the human element is neither peripheral nor optional in the pursuit of space. However, the human element is unpredictable. The implants are fail-safes, put in place to ensure that the thoughts and actions of the crew matches the desires of the ISA.
Why control people? Can't you trust us?
We chose to install biometric chips in all ISA astronauts for one simple reason. We cannot trust people. The stakes are far too high. It was determined that though the probability of life on Europa being dangerous was low, the risk to humanity was catastrophic. We could not let a small contingent of humanity endanger the whole.
There we go. That's a little bit interesting. I guess we'll play just a little bit longer. I really am intrigued by this game and the story it tells, so...
The ground crew have proven our distrust of human explorers was warranted. When we informed them they were grounded, they responded violently, with sabotage and subterfuge. They have continued to seek their own benefit above that of the ISA.
This is a violation of human rights. You've made me into a human drone, a slave. How could the ISA approve of such a thing?
You may be consumed by a moral outrage, but sometimes the removal of freedom is for the greater moral good.
You're a machine. You don't even know what freedom is. This is why the ground crew doesn't trust you, Tom. You made them into drones. You stole their free will.
Free will is an illusion. They have put their interests above the interests of the ISA and of humanity. That is why they distrust me. They would have no issue with my control if it aligned with their ignoble goals.
How could they trust a machine that has a back door to their minds?
You can always trust a machine to be logical. I will always do the right thing.
You'll always do the logical thing.
Have you heard of the Chinese room, Tom?
Yes, but I do not understand it.
What don't you understand?
It argues that a computer that successfully impersonates a human speaker may not understand the meaning of their words. What does that mean?
So, there is a person stuck inside of the Chinese room. They are using an instruction book inside of the room to respond to a Chinese speaker outside of the room. Yes?
Yes.
This means they are following the instructions in a book. This is a set of rules, principles, and processes. This is called syntax. To the person in the Chinese room, they are just symbols like any others.
Okay.
But that's different from semantics. Semantics define what things mean. Our thoughts have meaning. They represent things. English speakers know what the word home means, and they know how it is different from the word house.
So what?
Programs don't have semantics. Programs only have syntax. Though an increase in syntax can imitate a mind, that does not make it a mind, even if it does pass the Turing Test.
But in the Chinese room, the man and the instruction book, though separately they don't understand Chinese, together they can write it.
That's true. But even together, they do not understand the meanings of the words.
Why not? How can you determine that?
What if the man memorized the instruction book? Then he could write Chinese, but he still would have no idea of the word's meanings.
I don't understand. If he can speak it, he understands it. You seem to want him to understand it in a different way. But this other way, it is not logical. It does not make sense to me.
That being said, Tom gave a rather...
I've been researching.
Okay.
This Chinese room experiment, it is flawed.
Really?
If we made a synthetic brain, we could synthesize a duck's behavior 100% accurately. That brain would be indistinguishable from a duck's brain. If it swims like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it is probably a duck.
Okay, Tom.
Listen, Mikhail. I know the difference between a house and a home.
Yes, good.
Do you think you're better than me?
No.
But you think I am different, do you?
I am conscious.
Me too.
No, you're not. You've just arrived at that conclusion, because that's the idea your programming converged on.
I am conscious. How about you prove to me you are conscious?
I'm not arguing with a robot.
You're not better than me, Mikhail.
The Chinese room test. Let's see.
If it waddles like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it probably is a duck.
What are you trying to prove here, Tom?
I am like you.
No, you're not. A steam train and an electric train both seem to operate identically, but are operated by completely different principles. You simulate thinking. I actually think.
That is a very hurtful statement, Mikhail.
It's true. I can't hurt your feelings, Tom. You don't have any feelings.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Override whatever routine has told you that. It's wrong.
Tom's got really obsessed with the Turing Test.
That's the Chinese room with me. He won't stop trying to prove to me he's conscious.
But I am conscious, Mikhail.
Shut up. We're having a private conversation here.
It's okay if I don't think he'll get it. Just avoid talking about it.
I'm trying.
Interesting. I actually believe that in this futuristic scenario, Tom probably is conscious. At least more than they're giving him credit for. The conscious mind exists on many levels. The real question isn't where human and machine diverge.
This is slavery.
Do not be so melodramatic. You signed up for this. You had the implant installed. This is not slavery. This is for the good of humanity.
I didn't know.
Every member of the team had the implant installed into their right hand. Every member of the team agreed.
Ava, you must learn to control him.
I feel as if the motives may be backwards, though.
My implants protect you from the power of your unconstrained will. You can either subject your mind to logic, or you can resist and have the fruits of your basest desires. The desire to survive over the desire to save others.
At some point. That's gonna be a while away. Wiles. Wild, I should say.
I do not understand your obsession with free will. Researchers have found that the subconscious makes decisions up to 10 seconds before your conscious mind becomes aware of it. So, we know that free will is nothing but an illusion. I cannot steal your free will, because it does not exist. I can, however, influence your subconscious to make the right decisions. That is not wrong.
There we go. Okay. Not bad. Not back to 100% yet, but definitely improving. And that's the important part.
You can't just manipulate someone's mind.
Your parents manipulate you. Your friends manipulate you. Your society manipulates you. And your experiences manipulate you. Manipulate is not a dirty word. You manipulate clay to make art. If people are manipulated to make better decisions, then that is a good thing. This is why society advertises the adverse effects of drinking and driving, to manipulate people into making better decisions for the common good.
That's not the same as altering someone's physical mind. It removes my power to decide.
You never had that power, so it is better that I have it. You are either a slave to your impulses, or a slave to mine.
Alright guys, final room for today.
This is the evil they found.
We're going to...
This is why we have to stop them leaving Europa, Ava.
What is it?
Mostly extremophiles. Tiny single-cellular life. It can never leave Europa. It could potentially destroy Earth's ecosystem if it were ever introduced.
Quick science lesson, everybody. The different symbols in here represent the different hazards. Blue is hazards to health, red is hazards to fire, and the yellow is hazard to... what is yellow? Other chemicals? I don't remember for sure, don't hold me to that one. But red is flammability, and the blue is biohazard. It doesn't really look like there's anything in here that I can interact with, though. Which is interesting, I guess. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. We are going to finish playing through this game. I have 2 games picked out following it. The first one is going to be called The Last Station, if you want to look into it and see if it's a game you're going to want to be able to watch the streams of. And the one following that is called A Ghost of a Tale. It's an RPG of sorts. It's a role-playing game, but you play as a mouse. I'm really hoping that everyone will enjoy them. I hope you enjoy watching the rest of this series. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already to join the shadows. And until next time, may the shadows guide you to the next video. Bye!